Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You are knowing what you are wanting? You like the idea of taking thought beyond that which it has been before? You are enjoying your leading-edge perspective? You like the feeling of focus that happens within you? Good. We knew you would. As we are moving forward here today, we're going to show you how, if you make a decision that you really want to feel good, and you will deliberately, consciously, often choose the thought that feels the best of those that feel available to you, you will discover that by taking this path of least resistance or this path of most allowance, you can bring yourself right back out into the light, right back out into the clear space, right back out into full connection with who you really are. There's no point in trying to start from some place that you are not standing. You cannot do that. Your point of attraction is where you are. And you did not garner this habit of thought or this personality or this approach to life or this way of looking at things. You did not gather it all up yesterday. You've been gathering it up over a long period of time. And you have developed some vibrational habits, some vibrational proclivities. You have developed some habits of thought. Some people call those beliefs. We think that is as good a term as any. And so you are not today going to suddenly start thinking thoughts that are a long way from what you believed yesterday. It's not going to happen, nor would you want it to. That sort of vibrational shift is what people call quantum leap, and it's usually a pretty rough ride. What we would encourage instead is that you just, thought by thought, reach for thoughts that feel best with the underlying determination that is within you to be, nothing is more important than that I feel good. And I'm going to reach for the thoughts that feel the best. I'm going to reach for the thought that feels the best, and the thought that feels the best, and the thought that feels the best until I feel great. I'm going to think and feel and think and feel and think and feel and think and feel and think and feel until I show myself that I can get there. If you will stop often, even many times in a day, and think about what really matters most to you, in other words, what is your real intention here? If you take the time to identify what your, as clearly as you can figure it out right now, intention is, the biggest one you can find, then the reading that you get from your emotions will be much more readable by you, much more discernible by you. And here's an example of what we mean. So you are riding with a friend in your car. And this is someone you ride with often, a very good friend or a mate, a lover. And you usually drive, and you do a good job, and you know where you're going. And as you start off on this short journey, your friend interjects with a different idea of the way to go. And you just as soon go the way you know to go, but your friend is very adamant about it and thinks that you are making a big mistake and encourages you to follow these other directions. And you would really rather go the way you know to go. But your friend, oh, it's very complicated. You care about this friend and you don't want to hurt this friend's feelings, and you've been there before with this friend and you know how it can turn out and you don't want it to be some big thing. So you give in to your friend and you go the way your friend has guided you, but secretly you think, I hope we get lost. Now, what we are getting at here is that thought, I hope we get lost, might even feel sort of satisfying. Because there you are, bright and smart and knowing the way, and being guided by someone who thinks they have a better idea might feel like you're not bright and you're not smart and you don't know the way, and that thought certainly doesn't feel good. So yielding to that may not feel all that good, and holding your position might feel better. Giving in to the other, who thinks that he is so smart, might feel better if it turns out he's not so smart? Because that would make you right. And more importantly, that would make him wrong. We think in this situation that if you would step back just a little bit from what feels like your intention, which is to be right or not be wrong, step back just a little bit and think about the greater desire, which is to get to where you're going in the most efficient, comfortable way. Or maybe even it might be to get along with your partner. In other words, there are many intentions that you hold that as you step back further and further are much more important to you in the whole scheme of things than whether your choice about which direction to take is more right than the others. But if you have not taken the time that day to identify what is important to you, you might miss the reading, and you might make a choice that might feel like the path of least resistance, because blame always feels better than guilt, doesn't it? But ultimately, you are still choosing a path of resistance when you could have chosen a path that didn't have so much resistance. So let's say that morning that you decided to get sort of in balance before you took off on your journey to begin with. And so when you awakened, you spent some time in your bed appreciating your life and appreciating the well-being that you live and feeling appreciation for even being in this body and for this time-space reality and acknowledging that your inner being exists and knowing and feeling and speaking of the joy that you often live as you are in full connection with your inner being. And then you might go so far as to feel appreciation for this friend or lover or mate, whoever it is that you plan on spending some time with this day, acknowledging the value of this one and why you are together and making a mental list, maybe even a written list of the positive aspects of this person. You might be appreciating yourself for your brilliance and your wit and your clear-mindedness and your connection. You might take some time before you even get into your day of lining up so well with who you are that you are in full vibrational alignment, compliance with that which you really are. And if you have taken the time to do that, and your friend says, I think we might go this way, you would feel very different about it because you're already in vibrational alignment. In fact, you might be so clear-minded that you don't even evoke suggestions from the other person. You might appear to be so tuned in, tapped in, turned on, no distraction, so in control of your life. The universe would orchestrate circumstances and events. The lights would open for you so that the path is clear, there would be no traffic, and your friend would not feel like interceding when you are on a perfectly unfolding journey. But if you have not taken the time to get lined up, if you woke up remembering how much you had to do yesterday, feeling grouchy about everything, feeling short of time, you didn't even want to get out of bed, so you didn't get out in time, you got rushed, you weren't happy with the way you looked, you threw on your clothes, you got in your car, your mate went to the bathroom at the last minute and made you that much later, and now you're in the car and you're in a whole different energy and you're not connected and you're not going to choose the right path. You'll just go the same old way you always go. You're not lined up for inspiration, and your partner may be or may not be, which is sort of irrelevant to you because in either case you're not lined up with your source. And so you make mistakes, you get stopped at lights, you get bogged down in traffic, you sort of lose your way, you're sort of grinding along, and then your friend says, it might be a good idea if we go a different way, and you think, I would just as soon punch your lights out as hear from you. And then you say, Abraham, I cannot find the path of least resistance because everything feels uncomfortable to me. And we say, we could understand how that might be. So sometimes when we talk about the path of least resistance, you misunderstand. You think that we're talking about you're standing here at the brink of major decisions, and which decision? Should I stay or should I go? Should I continue in this relationship or should I abandon this relationship? Should I continue working in this place or should I leave this place? Should I live in the house that I'm living in or should I sell it? You think that what we mean by the path of least resistance is here I stand on the brink of these major decisions, which one feels best, when neither one of them feel all that good, or all of them feel equally bad or even equally good. And we say the path of least resistance is not an action path, not at first. When we talk to you about the path of least resistance, we're wanting you to think in terms of the thought that feels best now, the thought that feels best now, the thought that feels best now. And it wouldn't take you more than a month to do this. Certainly a month would be enough to do it. Usually it happens in far less time. If you will continually, consistently reach for the thought that feels the best, starting with the first thing when you wake up in the morning, you'll be so connected to who you are. Your guidance will be so clearly within you that it will be clear to you when you start to make an old decision from an old perspective right in the middle of your now new day. And if that decision does not mesh with who you are right now, you'll feel the guidance loud and clear. You'll know. You'll know. As we're moving forward here today, it is our desire to show you the path of least resistance. And sometimes you come with something that's really been bothering you, and you want to talk about it in order to find the path of least resistance within that. And we say, sometimes it's impossible for you from where you are now standing to find a path of least resistance in something where you have practiced so much resistance. Sometimes it's better just to stay off the subject altogether and find some other subject that isn't resistant. And you say, well, what good does that do me? How can I resolve my issues if I don't talk about them? And we say, not talking about them is the resolution to the issues. You say, oh, come on, Abraham. Now, I know there's a right and a wrong in all of these issues. And if I don't talk about them, how can I know? And we say, if you really mean it, that you don't know which is which, then we could talk about it and we could come to clarity with you. But you usually don't mean that. What you mean is, there's clearly a path of right, which is mine, you say. And there's clearly a path of wrong. And I want to talk about the issue so that you can validate my rightness, so that I can justify pushing against this thing I do not want. And we say, that's the thing that trips you up more than all other things put together. It's this feeling that I need to defend where I stand by pushing against the things that are wrong. But in a universe that's based on attraction, what that does to you is it activates within you the very thing you do not want, and gives power to the thing that you are not wanting to promote. Where withdrawing your attention from it diffuses the energy of it, doesn't give you any vibrational relationship to it, and gives you an opportunity then to remain connected to who you really are. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Nothing is off limits. We will guide you lovingly down what we feel is your path of least resistance. Sometimes we'll even go down your path a little bit with you in order to show you how easy it is to come back into connection with who you are. But we want you, and we think you can find this place if you're looking for it here today. We want you to leave here today remembering clearly, consciously, from your now perspective, that well-being is the order of this universe. Well-being is flowing to you, to all of you, at all times. And how much of it you live depends only upon the choices of thought that you choose. That's all.